Like, I'm steady asking for the contract. Like, why this stuff going? She would not give. I'm like, my whole family, like, why she won't give you the contract? I don't know. I don't know. Remind you, at this time, I am studying the laws. And I'm looking over everything now. And this is the reason why they target me too. Because I'm start suing these people, all the banks. I got lawsuits with all the banks, and they like, okay, I'm studying, I'm learning exactly what they doing, exactly what the system is doing currently. All right, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that. I guess I just know too much. Okay, but for some reason, my mom, she didn't want to give me the contract, whatever. I tried to sit down, talk to her. I tried to do everything. And at this, oh, yeah, this is when I didn't know what was going on. So then I come to find out, I walk out the house. I'm going to Fidelity to handle some business. And I see a for sale sign in front of my house. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. This is when me and my mom, we was going at it. Because I'm like, how you going to sell a house that's not yours? How? How you gonna sell a house that is not yours? That you drop not a dime on, not a penny. Okay? Appliances, I bought everything. So how you gonna think you gonna sell a house that's not yours behind my back? I didn't know nothing of this. Everybody in my family knew, but not me. Yeah. So at this time, me and my mom wasn't seeing eye to eye. Which I didn't really care, but it was like, you trying to, like, what kind of janky stuff you trying to do? You feel me? Remind you, I'm still going through all this stuff, and I'm already found the house. Okay, I'm doing inspections at the house and stuff like that. But like I said, I told her to give me the contract so I can take care of this, right? Why would I go somewhere else where I'm paying this and still gotta pay? No, I'll take care of that. Let me look over the contract and let me see what is really going on with this contract before I try to do anything. She didn't want to give me, so it had to go how it went. Okay? And just like that. That's why I was online and people just kept coming to my house trying to do some time. And I'm telling them, y'all come on this property and it's your ass. Okay? I'm going to protect mine by any means. Any means. And this is when people thought I was tripping. No, if people coming on your property trying to do shit and you listen, I didn't know what was going on. You try to step on this property. Okay? So, we was seeing eye to eye, whatever. I had to think of a plan. So like I said, my only thing is, okay, I'm gonna have to think of something because it's like she's stopping everything right now. She think, oh, she's still gonna sell the house. Okay. Cause all I needed was the contract. Alright? So I went the other route anyway. But during this little incident and stuff that I thought well about, and it worked. Okay? So during this incident, my mom chose to file, and listen, this is out of whatever spite. She chose to file a report on me saying I'm threatening her and this and that. She's scared for her life. And you know why? Because she thought she was going to be able to sell this house. That's what she thought. So she filed a restraining, all this stuff. All this stuff. Remind you, I'm still here. She gone with her sister or something. You feel me? I didn't care. I still don't. That's my mom. I love her and whatever, but I just know how to deal with her, and it ain't gotta be like that. Y'all think I wanted all this to happen? No, I tried. So it happened how it happened. And she filed, remind you, in spite. Alright? Remember this. She filed a restraint because this is a part of everything. All right. So she left. She left with her to wherever she went. Okay. Her stuff was still there. I wasn't touching. I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't tripping. I'll take care of it. You feel me? At the same time, I'm already finna get the house. Let me tell you, and this is how I got a lawsuit with Bank of America and Merrill Lynch. Because they was supposed to facilitate the transaction. First, it was Fidelity. That's how I was able to sign closing papers. We was in escrow. The day closing. You're not going to sign no papers if they don't know where the money at or if you got the money. You're not going to do that. Okay? I got the papers, the closing escrow papers. At the end of like closing, Fidelity did some bullshit, closed my account. My trust accounts. And my brokerage account. Right during escrow. So when it happened, it messed up a lot of stuff. So I went to Merrill Lynch. I opened an account and I facilitated the transaction there. I got the paperwork. The escrow people, the lender and stuff, they all wanted to make sure this was going down. So we got on the three-way. They was able to verify everything and say, oh yeah, Monday the transfer gonna be there. We got a paper with the numbers, with transfer numbers. They were supposed to facilitate. The day of closing, I called them to check up on it. You know what they told me? They said, oh my bad, we lost your trust account. This is what they told me, y'all. Merrill Lynch. They responded, was like, oh, we lost your trust account. And this, I'm like, is that possible? Yeah, some bullshit. I already knew what was going on. All my other bank accounts was closing at this time. But this was a brand new account. I opened it up. I got fingerprinted, notary, and everything to do this account just to facilitate this. We got on the phone with the escrow people, the lender, whatever, and they guaranteed them, oh, the wire is going to be there. And it was like, okay, and we good. But the day came, and all of a sudden they lost my trust account and chose not to give me no specific reason why they closed my other accounts, because I had opened 3 accounts. And that's how that happened. Now, this was like April, May, whatever. Remind you, stuff is still happening over here. But now, when my mom left, I moved to the front house. So, listen, when I left from back here and went to the front house, I didn't get the feeling that I was feeling back here. I didn't feel nothing like it. I never got dizzy. None of that never happened up there. It was just back here. All right? That's when I start noticing stuff like, oh, ain't none of that happening. But June 5th, when June 5th came, I was on the way back from serving Bank of America and Chase and things like that. And when I got here 5 minutes later, I walk out the back and this a SWAT truck, 2 SWAT trucks right over the next door neighbor gate. I see the next door neighbor coming out with his hands up like this. But as I walk out the house, it was like, no, not you, you. And it was pointing at me. I'm like, what the fuck? You feel me? I'm like, all right. So I come out. I ain't got a shirt on. I'm eating some watermelon. I walk out the front. When I walk out the front, listen, in total, it was about 4 SWAT trucks, 20 patrol cars, 2 helicopters. Yeah. All out in front of my house. And I'm just like, what the? I didn't listen to me, y'all. I didn't know what was going on. But check this out. A couple days before all this happened, a couple of my homies was calling me and was like, you talk to your mama? I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk to her. I was like, man, I don't know. She acting weird. You good over there? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. And they was like, oh, she just asking questions to him, and they call and telling me like, whatever. And I guess she was like, she said something gonna happen. I'm like, okay. And then that's when June 5th came, and all that stuff happened and stuff like that. Remind you, I wasn't thinking about. I'm not thinking about this because first when I see about, you think the police gonna come like that for what a little warrant, a restrainer or order warrant that I never got served with. Let me mention that I was never served with. Never. So when the police came, whatever, they did all this. They wanted to. You could tell aggression, but I'm not a threat. Okay, when I walked out, I'm telling like, why y'all pointing all these guns at me? I ain't got no shirt on, so they see my. You get what I'm saying? So I walk out there, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Oh, we'll talk. Okay, well, y'all got a warrant? They're like, yeah, we got a warrant with you. I'm like, okay, let me see the warrant. And then, it was the SWAT officer. He was like, ugh. I'm like, where's the warrant at? Okay? And he showed me the warrant. As he pulling the warrant out, I seen it. I said, man, get that fake ass warrant away from me. They're like, oh no, this is signed by the judge. I don't see no official seal on there. It was a lot of stuff wrong with it. Remind you, I know what a warrant looked like. Because I had a real warrant, a search warrant, from some stuff that happened that don't involve me. Okay? And that's how I know what a real warrant looked like, especially when you come in for dealing with guns and stuff like that. So when I seen them, like, that's not no warrant. That is not no real warrant. So, they gave it to the detectives and they didn't want to tell me nothing. I asked some questions. Of course, it's a big scene. I'm asking questions and nobody answered. They had me out there. They just sitting doing it. You feel me? They go in my house, whatever. At this time, my son was coming over and stuff, so he ended up pulling up right in time with my son's mother. And they was able to get the pictures that I got that I'm going to show you and get footage. Like from the outside because they couldn't even go in the house. They was in my house for 6 hours. 6+ hours. That's what my son said. And my sister. Alright? Remind you, at this time, they had me out there. They ended up calling a patrol car, LAPD. And I guess they put me in the car or whatever to take me to the station. Whatever. The patrol, the people in the patrol car, the officers, they was cool. They didn't really know what was going on. I'm asking them, like, what did I do? They was like, honestly, we just got a call to just take you to the station. We don't even know what's going on. I'm like, all right. So we get to the station and things like that, and they just put me in a cell, whatever. Remind you, they never read me no rights. They never did nothing. They never did nothing they were supposed to do. They just put me in the cell for 4 hours and just left me. I couldn't use the bathroom because there wasn't no bathroom in the cell. It was like a holding cell type thing. They didn't let me do nothing. No shirt on, no nothing for 4 hours. Then, it's going off again. It's been going off, but I'm going to get to that. So, while they in my house, whatever, I'm in there 4 hours. Then, an officer or whatever came and was, like, asking me questions. And, like, I'm like, what the fuck that got to do? Because, like, in the back here, I got a whole lab. Like, I got a real lab, like, set up. I'll show y'all pictures. I'll like, put it on here as I edit this. I got a lab set up, so they asking me, oh, do you making meth? I'm like, no, that is for essential oils. Like, I make oils, even weed oil. That's legal. Okay, I work with a real dispensary. And so, weed is legal, so they thought none of it. I guess they sent some people to come test it. and it's CBD and THC oil, okay? So, and I'm like, what am I being charged with? And they gonna say, oh, you being charged with possession of a firearm. I laughed. It was so fucking funny. Because I'm like, how is that possible when I got certificates, I got a license to arrest, I even got a concealed carry with my security license. It's a concealed license. So how am I being charged with possession of firearms when I'm legal to own these firearms? And listen, I was in my house, minding my own damn business, and I'm like, okay. So they just made up them charges. They made up them charges, okay? Listen to this. I didn't get to look at the warrant that day like real good. So I didn't see what was on that warrant. But it wasn't nothing that got to do with that. So while I'm in there for 4 days, whatever, I'm already like, I already got my case, you feel me, complete. I know exactly like, oh, they gonna throw this out. They gotta throw this out. Like, okay, possession with firearms, but ain't nothing legal. Right? I got the paperwork. At the house, I come to court, show them the paperwork. That's off. That's what I was thinking. Alright, but then this is when I figured out, oh, this is bigger than what I thought it was. Because the whole time in there, like, what is going on? Right? What is really going on? So, when I got out, this is when I was able to see the warrants all the way. And when I tell you, it's like, I'm like, okay. That's when I filmed the video going to LAPD station to, you feel me, to report this. And I was greeted by Detective Snyder. Yeah, he on video saying, oh, they start like, then they're verbally attacking me. I'm like, what the fuck they got going on up here? I'm trying to report some wrongdoing. Y'all served me fake warrants. And I'm coming, and he was just like, oh, we'll see you in court. I'll be up there. I'll be there. I said, okay. I ain't seen him since. I ain't seen him since. Said he was going to be there. But check this out. I'm like, he like, I'll vouch for it. I'll vouch for it. Okay. All right. But I like, remind you, I heard it. So I'm like, okay. He want to say, oh, this is a real warrant. I'm like, okay. So remind you, I got the warrants. So I'm like, you know, when I go to court, because I went to court like, what was that? I got out like June 7th, June 8th. I went to court on June 21st. This when I just knew like, okay, something is definitely going on. All right. I go to court. Remind you, I already got my whole case finished. I got all the evidence. I got my certifications, certificates, anything that they probably would want to see. My public defender, when she came, and I told her, I said, I don't need no counsel. I'll do this myself. I showed her the warrants, like this is a fraudulent warrant. The warrant said contempt of court. The warrant said contempt of court. Check this out. Contempt of court is when you got a court date or whatever and you don't show up to court, which is a misdemeanor. Okay? It's nothing big. They don't do all of that. 4 SWAT trucks, 20 cars, 2 helicopters. They do not do all that for contempt of court. But that was supposed to be an arrest warrant, whatever. And it was supposed to be from when my mama filed the restraining order. Yeah, it gets crazy. All right? So what they did was try to use her. They used her report because they been targeting me. I didn't know until I knew. It was more. It wasn't just the neighbor. It wasn't just these random cars that they was following me. It wasn't just them. It was all coming together. And still with the police, I didn't even put it all together until I got out and I start figuring it out and putting it together. And that's why I realized, like, oh, this was planned. Because when I went to court and I told the public defender I would represent myself, she was like, oh, okay, she was supposed to bring me the paper to sign and things like that. And I was submitting all the stuff that, you feel me? So they could just, okay, they gonna drop this, right? They try to charge me for possession of firearms that was not on the warrant. Listen to me. When you got a warrant, you post it. First of all, you cannot get no search warrant with contempt of court. But that was a probable cause. So imagine how many people they do this to. Imagine how many people they do this to. So yeah. I'm like, okay, something real fishy is going on. And then listen to me. So they took all my guns. They took my ammo. They took my vest. They took gas masks. They took all my stuff. They took all 3 of my phones, my business phones that I use for work. They took my passport, my international passport, because I am under common law, British common law. And they took everything. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. But like I said, this was planned. When I was at court and I told the public defender I will represent myself, it was supposed to be okay. This is when I told y'all the judge and the public defender, they're all in on it. And this is why Detective Snyder was like, I'll see you at court. Take me, we'll see you at court. He was just so confident. Why? Because they already had the judge tied in on this. So when I go up there, when they call me, the public defender that I told I will represent myself, start speaking for me. I'm trying to pull a video. They trying to keep everything from me right now. I already requested video and audio, whatever, from that day. Because you'll see me like, I'm just like, wait, what's going on? I didn't interrupt her. She talking to the judge too. I'm just like, you feel me? And she's just like, okay, give me a minute. I'm like, okay. I didn't hear nothing they was saying. I'm just like in my own zone now, like, what is fucking going on? All right. Y'all see this? It was at 54. They be sending surges. This is how you know they sending surges through my house. I'm gonna get to it. This detect nuclear radiation. Nuclear. This ain't just all regular. No, this is some stuff. All right, we're gonna get to that. So this is when the public defender started talking for me, and then the judge, she was talking. Listen to me. It was like a script. It was like a script because it was just so fast, and all I heard was, okay, is whoopty whoop. And I had all the evidence in my hand. And I'm like, okay, well, I got this. It was like, I don't want to, the judge tell me, I don't want to hear whoopty whoop. Don't give us nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So that's when I realized, like, oh, they all in on it. So you know what they did? Look it, back to back. Back to back. Y'all see it's going up. 57. Look it. This happening right now. And I'm gonna show y'all because I got pictures of this too. Hold on. So yeah, the judge in Clara Shortridge Criminal Justice Center, whatever. I don't know how to say her name, but the judge, Molly Caroline Zadivo, That's the public defender name. They was in on it. So what they did was they tried to send me to, well, they didn't try. They sent me to a mental health court in Hollywood for evaluate. You feel me? This was all part of their plan. So I couldn't stand trial for myself. They try to label me incompetent and try to put this image on me of, oh, I'm crazy. Okay? Now, listen. I go to the hearing or whatever, because I'm like, it's clear as day. All right? I run businesses. Like, you feel me? This is the same time working at the beauty bar. We work on the beauty bar, which they man, listen, they messed up everything. They try to ruin my life, y'all. Okay? After, like, when I went to the Hollywood court, the doctor was in on it. The public defender I had up there, they was all in on it. Okay? The doctor they didn't ask no questions. Nothing. It was just like, oh, we sat down for 2-3 minutes, basic stuff, name as like nothing that got to do with no evaluation. And then when we done, they go up there and like label me incompetent. I said, these people got me fucked. Remind you, they ain't letting me talk. They ain't letting me do nothing. The public defender they done gave me, of course he in on it. But I contested, like I'll go, you feel me? Because you can contest it and go get your own evaluation. But I'm like, yeah, because he didn't even ask nothing. Or he even say they didn't do nothing. The doctor was in on it too. All right? So now check this out. Whatever, it was another court date, whatever. They never set a date. Listen, we can pull. I've been trying to get all this information. It's a lot of information they is not trying to give me, which is against the law. They making up all type of stuff. All right? I tried to get all that information around there. You feel me? They never gave me a court date. The public defender was like, oh, don't worry. I'll call, text you, like, once they get a date or whatever, set a date. I'm like, all right. I'm on bail at the moment. So, they never gave me a date. The public defender was supposed to call me, whatever. They never gave me a date for court. All right? It wasn't like I can pull something up and find it, because that courthouse, the mental health court, they work differently, okay? And like I said, I'm waiting to get hit with the next court date. So all of a sudden, I got a warrant out for my arrest, $100,000 warrant. Talking about I missed the court date. I can't make this up. So I'm like, okay, my bail, that's how I knew. My bail bonds person called me. He like, yeah, man, you got to go get that cleared up. I'm like, okay. So remind you, this is all planned. They try to do this, to try to do that, label me incompetent so I can't stand trial or whatever. This is what because they know they fucked up and they know I was doing what I was doing. They knew I got the warrants. They knew this. They knew this. This was their whole plan. This was planned. All right? This was planned. It wasn't no separate event. This is all together how it started with Navy Federal. That was October 18th, 2023. We in June 2024 now. Okay? That was that. During this process, that's what all going on. All my bank accounts closed. Doing this, they stopping everything. It's like they literally try to blackball me. All right? And still is. All right? So, I've been connected to LAPD with Navy Federal. I just did more of my investigation because I'm like, I'm not going to say something and I can't prove it. All right? So, first off, like I said, they put false charges on me. How you going to charge somebody with possession of a firearm in their own house that's legal to own them? Think about that. How you going to come with a fake warrant? Hold on. Let me see if I got these warrants on here. Where they at? I know I put them on here. Oh. Wait, y'all. I could have swore I put these on here. Yeah, they got access to my network and stuff, but I'm gonna pull them up. Anti photo 3. Let me see if I got them on here somewhere. Got a lot of stuff. I think I got them on here somewhere. This is all evidence, y'all. Oh, let's get the Navy Federal. Let me show y'all this. So we're gonna do it like this. This was my arbitration. I'm gonna have to blur this out so y'all don't worry. I'm gonna just get it clear. This was my arbitration, cause I initiated arbitration, cause it's in Navy Federal contract. If you want to dispute them or take them to court, you have to go through arbitration first. A lot of people don't know about arbitration, but arbitration is, they push it because they know they gonna win. They got the advantage with this. So in their contract, if y'all want to sue them, y'all just can't go to the court and sue them, because they got an arbitration agreement in their contract. And this is how they mess up everybody. It's going off again. This is how they screw everybody, because you know why? Because nobody have access to legal information or help. Legal help. Come on now. They ain't have access and they ain't got the time. And they use that against everybody. That's why they'll close your account and listen. When you complain, listen to me. A lot of people that's going through what I'm going through, most likely they made complaints on a big corp. You feel me? And the corporations and stuff, they all together. The law enforcement is a government. It's a government thing. And it's thousands of people that go through this. And yes, it do sound crazy. And how strong these people is like they stop everything. They ruin your life. Everybody that's talking about this, whatever, their life is ruined. And they'll tell you, and they made to seem like they crazy. But I'm here to show y'all they are not crazy. Okay? I feel like it's my duty to do this, and I'm speaking for everybody, because it's the government, all these big corporations, all these banks. They the ones doing it. They the ones doing it, and it's torture. It's complete torture. That's why when I'm working on my stuff, whatever, they do all type of stuff, and we finna get to that. Anyways, this is the arbitration agreement that I filed, and it says in there Navy Federal didn't cooperate and things like that. All right, so that means they defaulted on this or whatever, and I can take it to court. I'm just trying to do the right thing. I'll go by their contract that they breached. And this is what they do. Because they knew when I was collecting evidence, they knew everything I had. And that's why they start doing this stuff. However, got the neighbor on there, end up buying a house right on the other side of me. Yeah. The dude that came out first with his hands up, he ended up being the police. He ended up being what is that called? An unidentified witness. When they said like, oh, because listen to this. Because I'm still fighting to get case. I go to court on Friday. What's today? Today is the 19th. I go on the 21st. When I went to my last court date, the public defender, it's a new public defender, we went over discovery together. And they had a whole different report in there. And I'm like, what the hell? They changed, I don't know if they changed it up, but the report I had, it said nothing. I never got the full report. I tried to get it, never got it. Okay? And she telling me stuff, and she's confused too. Like, wait, so did you ever get charged with something? I'm like, I never got charged. I'm clean. I don't have no felonies. The only thing I got on my record, which is not on my record, is a DUI, and that was when I was 18. That's it. Well over 7 years ago. 10 plus years ago. But it takes 7 years to get off your record. No charges, no nothing. Alright? She confused now. That's why we had to take more time, because she was like, I gotta really get down to this case. So do you want to, can you give me a couple more weeks or whatever? I'm like, yeah. Alright. Then she was just like, because I've been telling her, I said, man, listen, their warrants is no good. And when we went over to discovery, she was like, you right, it's something going on. I know. And listen, they been knew this. And this is why they harass me and try to torture me every single day, because they know, oh, yeah, when I'm talking about them gas attacks, I'm not playing, y'all. That's why I got my readings online. I had to develop these devices, and I learned how to develop it because of them. Oh, we finna get right to it. All right? This shit was all planned. Now, we'll get to that, whatever. I want to stay on, you feel me? I got sections of this. We already 2 hours in, and there's a lot more. All right? But I want to stay on subject so y'all can see the timelines, you know? What I'm giving y'all is literally like step by step, the process. It's more to it too, but I'm giving y'all the foundation. All right? This been happening in 2023. I noticed when my credit was going down, it was messing up my credit. That was November 2023. January, February 2024, that's when I was finding holes in my wall. It was a lot of weird stuff going on. Okay? I'm finding holes in my wall. All that happened. My bank accounts, all my bank accounts got closed. Restricted. Because your bank accounts never close. Oh yeah, I'm going to drop some jewels in there too. I'm finna just get this done, and oh yeah, they don't want this. So, oh, look who we got. Detective Snyder. Why did this come up on my screen? What is that? How did that come up? What the heck? Snyder. Why is you on my screen like this, Snyder? Come on now, I didn't want you like that. What is going on? Hold on, y'all. Because I don't know what's going on. How did he end up on my screen? Transform. 1 second. Oh, okay. I got y'all. Let me get Snyder off of here. Bye, Snyder. Anyways, this is Detective Snyder. This was the detective that greeted me at LAPD 77 station and was like, I'll see you in court. And just talking shit. I said, okay. Kept my composure. See, they try to make me put this image of me being crazy and stuff. Okay? When the stuff happened at court, when the judge didn't let me talk, and the public defender represented me without my authorization, they thought I was gonna flash out. They had police or whatever ready, because they thought there was like 10 of them, because they thought I didn't say, I said okay. They wanted to do something so bad, but it was like they couldn't, because I'm just so calm. But they tried to put this image out of me like I'm crazy. But listen to me. The stuff that I'm telling y'all and I'm proving y'all, that's why I'm here doing this. It do sound crazy. What he do? But look. Come on now. All the stuff that's happening is not happening for no reason. And I'm still collecting to this day. And they know what I'm doing right now. They probably see it. They got all my network hacked. That's how I started learning how to hack. That's how I learned about everything I've been learning about. Yeah. We're going to get to that too. Because I got one of the devices they implanted in my car. Alright? But that's Snyder. One of the main detectives. Matter of fact, let's get to that. What's this? That's Snyder right there. This was the day I got arrested. Don't look at my little pudge. I told you I was just in the house. I was chilling. You feel me? Eating watermelon, and that happened. This was the day LADOT came, towed my vehicles for nothing. We gonna get to that. I ain't even gonna say what I want to say, but you pussy, okay? People just be thinking they tough. That's Snyder right there. That's Snyder. This outside of my house. Listen, look at this video, y'all. All right, cause this is something people need to see. They went in all my cars, my truck, my RV, and my Tesla. All right, them the only people that got to ever touch my stuff. Okay, this is them outside the house. That's Snyder. That's Snyder, the one I just showed you. Alright. This is either my sister recorder or my son recorder. And he got more than this. Okay? So this them in my cars. Remind you, they was in my house for 6 hours, 6+ hours. Alright? We'll get to that. Ooh wee, it's so much, y'all. It's so much. It's so much. Oh, this ain't even the file. This the judge. That's the judge. That didn't let me talk. Alright? She in on it too. Oh. This is part of a real warrant. When you get a warrant and they seize things, they have to leave you a receipt. This is a receipt of the stuff they took. This was from 2020 though. Y'all see that? Right here. February 3rd, 2020. Something happened, something came up. I'm not going to sit on here and talk about it. But, you know, it came with a firearm, and the firearm was under my name. I sold it in Vegas, which is legal to private sell in Vegas. You can private sell in Vegas. You don't even got to take it out your name. As long as the other people got ID, a state ID, you can sell it to them privately. Okay? Something happened with that gun. But listen, it's dozens of police officer guns that's used in murders every day. It ain't nothing like, oh, that happened. No, that happens. It get in the wrong hands. All right? Remind you, what I'm talking about now is 2024. This is 2020. That's how I know what a real warrant looked like. I was served a warrant with a seal, and I was gave a receipt for everything that they took from me. All right? They talking about silencer, the barrel stuff. It wasn't no silencer. It maybe looked like a silencer, but it wasn't no silencer. And they took like ammo, you know, gun parts and stuff. Because like I said, I used to build guns. I still fucking build them. Legally, Second Amendment. Okay? Ain't nothing illegal about it. Now, I don't have no record. I got all my certifications. Okay? And this was when I was in Vegas. You can build whatever you want in Vegas. All right? So the stuff they took, whatever. I was never charged. That's what the public defender was saying, like, because, listen, they try to use this 2020 stuff. They try to use stuff from 2020 on this case. Yeah. And I'm like, and she was just like, I'm confused. So you was never charged? I'm like, no. It was never no court date, no nothing. They just wanted to talk to me. And I got a record book, which you ain't got to show to nobody. I just have it. So any gun that I sold, I put it in that book and put the date on there, put the type of gun, everything. And I had a record book with it in there. So it was sold in 2017, 2018. Yeah. This was 2020. That's 3 years ago. Whatever. So let's get to this. Oh, this is my bad. It's a lot of stuff on there. We ain't gonna go to it. I'm gonna go back to Untitled 3. Alright. So the stuff that's going on now, let me tell y'all. So what they start doing, this is what sounded crazy. They start messing with my electricity. They start sending these radiation. They start sending RF radio frequencies in my house. Y'all, I know people hear about, oh, don't sleep by the Wi-Fi router stuff. Yeah. But this is way more than a Wi-Fi router. And this is what they use. EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. Okay? I'm not even going to take y'all to school today. But if you look up the effects of that, it's a lot of effects that affects your health. Now, this right here, this detect radiation too. But this detect a nuclear radiation, okay? Yeah, it's not the radiation they send it, but they all fuck you up. This one was fuck you up the most. Okay? So remind you, y'all, in my car, I'm feeling the dizziness and all that. I'm having the same effects I was having back here. But remind you, when I moved to the front house, what happened? I didn't feel none of this. Right? When I got out of jail, when I bailed out and I came back home to the front house, I started feeling it. This is where everybody thought I was tripping. I started feeling how I was feeling. At this time, I didn't know they were sending this stuff. I didn't know. I did not know. I didn't know what was going on. I'm just like, okay. But me, this stuff is made to drive you crazy. Just think about it. Like, you just getting... Man, listen. It's to the point, like I tell them, look it. They sitting there right now. And let me tell y'all this. If I'm not in here, it don't be like this. That day when they came, they rigged my whole house. They was in here for 6 hours. They rigged my whole house. They went all around my house. They went up in the attic. They did everything. Yeah. So when I start realizing this, listen, y'all, I had multiple near-death experiences. One of them, I was on live in my refrigerator. I just had to think, and like out in my house, it was, man, listen, stuff was moving, and I'm like, what the hell? I even tried to leave my house, get in my car, and it was the same effect. This one, I was like, they must be, I don't know what it is. And that's when I started just investing in certain equipment, researching it. And, you know, what I came up with was radiation. Like, everybody got it in their house, but they was manipulating my electrical. They still is. That's what they still do. When I talk about something, they messing with my electrical. All right? And I know because I got monitors and stuff. And a lot of stuff be happening. Like my appliances, like refrigerators and stuff. This is what they do. They overpower your appliances and stuff. When they send so much power, it widened the EMF field. This is pressure. Listen, my whole neck is tight. My muscles jumping. Just look up the effects of EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, electromagnetic fields. Just look it up. All right? I know a lot of this shit sound crazy, but this is what they use. That's why when you look up electronic harassment, it's thousands of people talking about this, but they can never find a source, or they're made to, you can't point who's doing it. Think about that. It's covert. It's like, okay, if it's happening, who's doing it to you? I'm speaking for everybody else right now. It's clear I know who's doing it to me. I know who's involved. I know why it's happening. I got the motives. I got everything. I got evidence. Did I mention that? Hey. Now, as y'all see, it's a lot. Okay? And I've been working. That's why I went missing. I went missing. Because I have no choice but to work on this every single day. I'm still fighting. But now it's like, oh, it's in the court's hands, but let me tell y'all something. Court don't mean it's going to stop. That's why I tell people, even when it's over, it's not over. I got to deal with this for the rest of my life. I'm targeted, and when y'all start learning about this, then y'all start understanding. That's why I'm here giving y'all all of this. Okay? This is what they use. They call it silent attacks. They use silent weapons. They use your electrical lines and your appliances. We'll get into that. But they overpower my refrigerator. That's why my refrigerators be like knocking. And when I research it, when you overpower electronics and appliances like refrigerators, they release chemicals. The compressors. When you overpower send a surge to a compressor, it can put holes in compressor, and compressor holds Freon. Freon got what ammonia is a dozen of chemicals that is bad for your health. They do this to, I got a refrigerator right here. I got one in the front house. I got a small one right outside my door, and I got a deep freezer in the front house. They do it to all of them, and I got the readings on my phone, and I put them on here. It should be on here, and I can show y'all. And this is what they do, and this is why they want to do this to me. Now, think about this. I've been trying to protect myself. I had to do all type of stuff. Because I didn't know where it was coming from. I just knew it was coming from the ceiling. All right? Because one day I'm working, and I just feel like a heat wave on my neck. And I hop up like, what the fuck? And before, I'm in the kitchen, me and the homie Trill and shit. And I feel the wave too. He was like, nigga, I felt that too. I'm like, what the fuck? But the second time when I'm working and just hit my neck, and I look up and I got recess lights, and the recess light is just like blinking like it's going out. And I'm like, what the? Like, listen, y'all. I didn't know what was going on. I had called him Trill, like, listen, come over here because it's something up in the attic, and I'm finna get up there. But it's so much going on. I need at least somebody here with me. This is how I found out the neighbor was working with them. This was after I got out, whatever. He just started acting weird. And I ain't talking about the neighbor that put the holes in my wall. I'm talking about the other neighbor that came out with his hands up and act like, oh, there was a... No. He started acting very strange. He started watering plants that don't need watering. It wasn't even real plants. That's why I figured out he was working with them. And what happened? Oh, they got him out of there. They got him out of there. They try to act like whoever owned the house, whatever, was selling the house. And they did some other shit. And now they put some people there that still do the same shit. This when all the gas stuff started happening. That wasn't happening. None of that was happening. They was implemented. They was doing this radio frequencies, RF. They was sending surges. You send so much power, like I said, your EMF within your house, your appliances, your walls, it goes up, which is deadly at some point. No lie. This is, look it up. This is medical noted. All right. Like I said, I use spectrum analyzer. This is a spectrum analyzer I got, and it basically analyzed the spectrum. That's electrical spectrum, radio, frequency spectrums, whatever give out this energy. It measure energy. Okay. I had to get this stuff because I started learning about it, and it was like, okay. When I got out and I started noticing stuff, let's get back to it because I can show y'all. I started noticing a lot of shit. Alright? I started noticing Wi-Fi networks that's not supposed to be where they at. Like in my RV, it's a network in there. I'm like, why is it in there? And this is when I discovered what BLE is, Bluetooth Low Energy. It's a part of it's a Bluetooth protocol. But you can't pull it up on your Bluetooth app on your iPhone. You gotta have a whole nother app, an open source app, that can pick up BLE signals. Somehow I stumbled across it. And I seen devices everywhere. And all my devices in my house had this Ericsson technology licenses attached to it. It said it. Oh, I got it. I'll get to that. Listen, y'all, it's a lot. This is all upon my investigation. Me investigating. I'm noting it. I'm taking pictures. I'm making videos. I start they had an app where I can track down the device. They had the little, when I get closer. That's how I found this. This is part of my Starlight kit. The fibers go to that and do that. This had a Wi-Fi network and it had Ericsson technology attached to it. Y'all see that chip right there? This is a whole new thing. Sometimes they'll just reprogram a chip, like whatever chip is in there, they'll program it with this new firmware and they use it as access points, all type of stuff. This is how they was controlling everything. They was messing with my TV. They was doing everything. So I located this. And like I'm looking for the network because this is in my RV. Once I unplugged it, the network disappeared. This happened. And that's when I started researching about BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, and Ericsson technology. Ericsson technology, if y'all Google or look up who uses that, the government, law enforcement, FBI's. Yeah, them. Okay? Government agencies uses Ericsson technology licensing. This was attached to everything in my house that can be like make smart or whatever. It was in my car. They implanted something in this. Like I said, this is how I learned how to develop the devices. This is how I learned about these ESP32s. Because when I be places and stuff, I'll see ESP32. And they all have Ericsson technology licenses to them. They had these all around my house. Outside the house. I found a couple devices inside the house. They still got some stuff in there. That's when I had to go to in the attic, put my suit on, and start investigating. And let's get to that. It's a lot more. I found them in all my cars. They got my truck. Still got my truck. LADOT. They came, towed my truck for nothing. Made up a fake rule. A lot. Alright. Now, like I said, I got evidence of a lot of stuff. Let me show y'all this. Now, this is more evidence that they was messing with my electrical. If y'all don't know about ground lines, The ground line is, you know, when you plug something into the wall, it got the 2 slits and it got the 1 hole. That 1 hole is your ground line. You'll probably have that piece on like big electronics in your house, like your refrigerator, whatever, because that's where the bad energy, all the EMF, that's where it routes back to the ground. They did something to my ground line and had